Listen closely, beloved. Let these words pierce through every shadow of doubt, every fog of fear, every lingering whisper of weakness that has tried to cling to you. Because I come to tell you something that will change the way you see every attack you have ever faced, every resistance, every attempt to shut you down, to silence you, to make you small. They tried to stop you, they tried to block your path, they tried to bury you under the weight of discouragement, distraction, and delay. But here's what they did not know, what they could not have known. They were never just coming against you. They were coming against the one who stands behind you. They were reaching for you, but their hands brushed against the fire of heaven itself. They aimed their weapons at you, but they forgot that you carry the seal of the unstoppable. And that seal does not break. That fire does not burn out. That calling does not fade. Type 1111 if you feel this fire rising in your spirit, if you now sense that they underestimated the force you carry within. Hear me well. What they thought was weakness in you was hidden strength. What they mocked as delay was divine preparation. What they perceived as vulnerability was heaven's design for overwhelming victory. They saw you walking and thought you were alone. But you were never alone. Never. Heaven's armies have marched beside you every step. The breath of the Almighty has filled your lungs. The weight of purpose has armored your soul. You have been shielded in battles you never even saw coming. You have been strengthened in ways you didn't realize until now. And this is the truth that will unravel every strategy that has ever risen against you. You were born with the mark of divine defiance against darkness. You were created as an answer to assaults you didn't know you would face. Your very existence is resistance to every force that hoped to silence heaven's sound in the earth. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal next will take you even deeper. You will see that not only did they fail to stop you, they unwittingly propelled you. Their opposition became the very wind that now lifts your wings. Their resistance became the forge that sharpened your resolve. Their attempts to break you only broke open the seal on your destiny, because they did not understand who you are. They saw the surface. They judged the appearance, but they never glimpsed the storm of purpose that rages within you. They never saw the fire that cannot be quenched. They never recognized that the harder they pushed, the stronger you became. You were not diminished by the attacks. You were defined by your resilience. You were not silenced by their accusations. You were amplified by your endurance. And now, beloved, the tables are turning. What once stood against you now crumbles before you. What once tried to confine you now clears the way for you, because you carry a force greater than opposition. You carry destiny. You carry divine fire. You carry the undeniable evidence that heaven does not abandon its own. They tried to stop you, beloved, but they didn't know. They didn't know that you are not stoppable. They didn't know that you are not fragile. They didn't know that you are not alone. And now they will see. Now the earth will see. Now you will see, because you are rising, and nothing can hold you back. Now see it clearly, beloved. See it with eyes no longer clouded by the pain of the past, but sharpened by the light of revelation. They thought they were slowing you down. They thought their resistance was enough to halt your momentum, to cage your calling, to chain your destiny. But they failed to understand one critical truth. Pressure does not break the chosen. It reveals them. Resistance does not stop the anointed. It shapes them. Opposition does not bury purpose. It becomes the wind beneath its wings. What they threw at you to destroy you became the very material heaven used to build you. Every arrow sharpened your focus. Every insult toughened your skin. Every closed door taught you to create doors where none existed. You were not delayed. you were developed, you were not denied, you were designed for greater. Type 5555 if you feel this rising inside. If you now see how every attack against you only made you stronger. Listen closely. They tried to bend you until you broke. But heaven used the bending to make you more flexible, more unbreakable, more resilient than steel forged in fire. They tried to wear you down, not knowing you were built for endurance. They tried to confuse your path, not realizing you carry the compass of divine direction within your spirit. They thought they could extinguish your fire, but every attempt to smother your flame only fed the oxygen of heaven into your soul. And now, beloved, look at you. Look at the fire that burns even brighter than before. Look at the strength in your steps. Look at the clarity in your eyes. You are not merely surviving. You are thriving. You are not crawling forward. You are accelerating. You are not whispering hope. You are roaring with the sound of unstoppable destiny. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal next will take you even further. You will see that not only did their attacks forge your strength, they revealed their fear. Their assault was not a sign of your weakness. It was a sign of your threat to their darkness. They saw the rising light within you and panicked. They felt the tremor of your awakening and scrambled to suppress it. But they were too late. Far too late. Because you were not just waking up, you were rising. Rising into the fullness of your identity. Rising into the power of your calling. Rising into the unstoppable force of heaven's purpose alive within you. And now, beloved, they are watching. They are watching the one they tried to silence becoming the voice of awakening. They are watching the one they tried to bury becoming the root of revival. They are watching the one they tried to break becoming the breaker of chains. You are the proof that heaven's plans cannot be stopped by earthly schemes. You are the evidence that the fire inside the chosen is stronger than the storms around them. They tried to stop you, but they didn't know. They didn't know you were fireproof. They didn't know you were unstoppable. They didn't know you were heaven sent for such a time as this. And now they see. Now see it unfold, beloved. See the full picture that heaven has been painting all along. What you thought were obstacles placed in your path were, in truth, tools heaven used to clear the way for you. They tried to build walls to block you, not realizing they were constructing the very platform from which you now rise. They tried to scatter thorns along your way, not knowing that every thorn became a stepping stone under your feet. They tried to create confusion, to blind your vision. But in their chaos, they revealed your clarity. Because what they meant for harm, heaven turned for acceleration. What they set as traps became triggers for breakthrough. What they designed to entangle you only exposed their own weakness. They thought they were building barriers, but they were building your runway. They thought they were laying snares, but they were clearing your stage. They didn't understand the one simple, unstoppable truth. You were not sent to be stopped. You were sent to overcome. You were not assigned to defeat. You were destined to dominion. Type 333. If you feel this fire in your spirit, if you now see that their attempts to block you only paved your way forward. Listen well, their resistance did not create your victory, but it revealed it. It brought to the surface the unstoppable force heaven planted inside you from the very beginning. Every time they tried to push you back, they positioned you for a stronger launch forward. Every time they tried to silence you, they gave you the power to speak louder. Every time they tried to confine you, they only made you more determined to break free. And now, beloved, you see it clearly. The path ahead is not filled with traps. It is lined with triumphs waiting to be claimed. The ground beneath your feet is not shaky. It is solid, secured by heaven's decree. The winds that once pushed against you now propel you forward, because heaven has flipped the battlefield. What once opposed you now advances you. What once resisted you now responds to your authority. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal next will lift you even higher. You will see that not only did they clear your path, they made you visible. They drew attention to you, not to your weakness, but to your strength. They broadcasted your rising without knowing they were amplifying your voice. Their opposition became your announcement. Their resistance became your revelation. And now the world is watching. Now those who doubted are seeing. Now those who mocked are silenced. Because you walk forward not with hesitation but with holy confidence. You move not in fear of falling but in faith that you were always meant to fly. You are no longer navigating around obstacles. You are marching down a path that has been supernaturally cleared before you, because they tried to stop you, beloved, but they only cleared your way, and heaven smiles as you move. Because you are unstoppable, because you are rising, because you were born for this. Now, beloved, feel the shift. Feel it deep in your bones. Feel it pulsing in the atmosphere around you. What once felt like isolated steps has become a thunderous march. What once seemed like solitary movement has become an unstoppable force. You are no longer simply walking a path. You have become the path. You are no longer following the flow. You are the flow. You are the current that pulls others from the shadows into the light. You are the force that stirs stagnant waters into rivers of life. You are the fire that leaps from heart to heart, igniting boldness in those who thought they had none left. They tried to stop you, beloved, but now they watch helplessly as you have become too vast to contain, too powerful to confine. Type 555 if you feel this awakening within. If you know that you have become the unstoppable force heaven intended all along. Listen closely. Your movement is no longer just your own. It is multiplied, it is magnified, it is echoed in realms you have not yet seen. With every step you take, resistance crumbles. With every word you speak, strongholds shake. With every choice to keep moving forward, you dismantle fortresses of fear. Not only in your life, but in the lives of many. You have become the proof that cannot be silenced, the answer that cannot be ignored, the force that cannot be pushed back, and the earth responds. Doors that once refused to open now swing wide at your approach. Barriers that once loomed like mountains now crumble like sand beneath your feet. Atmospheres that once felt heavy with opposition now feel light with breakthrough. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal next will open your eyes even further. You will see that you are not just part of a move. You are the move. You are the visible evidence of heaven's advance on earth. You are the sound of chains breaking in homes you have never entered. You are the whisper of hope in hearts you have never met. Your life has become a living testimony, a living trumpet blast that announces to all, the unstoppable has arrived. You are no longer just passing through the battlefield. You are claiming it. You are no longer hoping for victory. You are enforcing it. The ground shakes beneath your steps, not in fear of your fall, but in anticipation of your triumph. Heaven marches with you. Destiny unfolds beneath you. History records you, because you, beloved, have become the movement that no opposition can withstand. They tried to stop you, but they did not know. They did not see. They could not imagine that you would become the very force they feared. And now they watch, powerless, as you rise higher than they ever thought possible. As you move faster than they believed you could. as you burn brighter than they dared to predict. Because you, beloved, are the unstoppable. And your time is now. Now lift your eyes, beloved. Lift them beyond the immediate, beyond the visible, beyond the limits of everything they once tried to convince you was your ceiling. Because you are no longer beneath, you are above, you are no longer pressed down, you are rising, lifted by the very breath of heaven, carried by the current of unstoppable destiny. They tried to bury you, beloved, but they didn't know you were a seed. They didn't know that the weight of the soil was the very thing that would spark your awakening. They didn't know that darkness is not your end. It is your beginning. They didn't know that your roots were growing deep while they thought you were finished. And now, as you rise, you do not just rise for yourself. You rise as the banner of heaven's victory. You rise as the trumpet blast of triumph. You rise as the declaration that no force of opposition can cage a destiny born of heaven's fire. Type 9999 if you feel this roaring in your spirit. If you know you are rising, and nothing can stop you now. Listen to me, beloved. What they tried to stop has become unstoppable. What they tried to silence has become the sound that echoes beyond generations. What they tried to confine has overflowed every boundary, every wall, every chain. Your life has become the testimony they cannot erase. Your rising has become the revelation they cannot deny. Your victory is not quiet. It is thunderous. It shakes the foundations of doubt. It dismantles the strongholds of fear. It proclaims to every watching eye, to every listening ear, heaven backs this life. Heaven moves through this life. Heaven is alive in this life. You are not merely walking in victory. You are victory moving in human form. You are not simply overcoming obstacles. You are redefining what is possible. Stay with me, beloved, because this final truth must settle in your spirit as your anthem. You are not the echo of someone else's triumph. You are the sound of your own. You are not living in the shadow of old victories. You are casting a new light that others will follow. Your steps are not quiet. They are declarations. Your breath is not ordinary. It is filled with the breath of purpose. Your journey is not small. It is colossal in the spirit, resounding across time and space. And now, beloved, look ahead. See the path stretched wide before you. No more obstructions. No more cages. No more chains. Only the wide-open fields of destiny, waiting for the touch of your feet, the fire of your voice, the power of your presence. Go now. Go boldly. Go as the unstoppable force you were born to be. Go as the answer they never saw coming. Go as the proof that when heaven backs a life, there is no power in existence that can halt its rise. They tried to stop you, beloved, but they touched the untouchable. They resisted the irresistible. They came against the one who carries the weight of divine purpose, and now they watch, powerless, as you ascend beyond reach. Because you were born for this, built for this, chosen for this, and heaven itself rejoices as you rise. And this is only the beginning.